Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to another crypto video. Today, we're going to be talking about Stellar XLM and Vechain VET. I got a very good story for you guys for today. I got a lot of information, a lot of articles, but make sure you understand that this video is by no means financial advice. Everything said in this video is purely for entertainment purposes only, and I am not affiliated with XLM or with Vechain. Just to have it said. Now, let's get into the first article. Will Stellar Lumens come out of the closet in 2019 and solidify its position? So something we've really been seeing with Stellar XLM is that they have not really been that stable or really that solid as some people would have expected from 2019 for XLM. Another quite interesting thing is that Cardano even at one point took over from Stellar when they were right at around 2 bill, and some people really still scared that Stellar is actually going to leave the top 10 at one point in the nearer future. I personally don't really think that's such a big issue, and most of the predictions that I've been seeing online are also quite positive, though you can definitely see the stance that has shifted a little bit. I think it is the general market, the market trend for people to kind of shift over from positive to negative over the last couple of months, even though BTC is doing relatively good. It's quite interesting. But here's a prediction. The usability of the platform has been growing with over 150,000 active accounts at present. The future of banking is how Stellar team has positioned the platform, and rightly so if we look at the rising adoption of it for the real-world challenges. Recently, WireX, a UK-based payment network, has launched 26 fiat-backed cryptos on the Stellar system. Of course, we got those stable coins on Stellar from WireX, which was already quite a huge thing on its own, but we're still actually reaping the benefits from that integration. Its partnership with IBM of late last year, or even the whole of last year, has always been the talk of the town and led to major price surges for the Stellar XLM coin. I don't really think so. I don't think WorldWire had that much to do with the Stellar XLM price, yet might be doing so in a few months or a few years, but on the shorter term here, I don't think it really does that much for the price. Maybe it just adds a little bit of stability or just a general demand for the coin, but it's more so the platform, really, more so than XLM coins. Yeah, it's interesting to think about that, to philosophize, or to how would you say that? To talk about or to discuss whether or not WorldWire, that is on the Stellar network platform, really has that much of an influence. It's hard to really measure. But IBM's launch of WorldWire is connecting banks via the Stellar network, and it has got good traction and already signed over 7 banks to use the platform and explore the possibilities in cross-border remittances. Stellar team has also signed an agreement with Deloitte Digital Bank, which was kind of trendy in the last week or so, and it won't be wrong to say that Stellar has been the underdog and now taking giant strides to take on Ripple's position of the official banking currency. I don't know, guys. I don't know if Stellar is really going to be the official banking currency. First off, I mean, XRP really holds that title dearly and hold it strong. And second of all, Stellar still looks to me more as a P2P thing, and with XRP, I really see it as a bank-to-peer thing, or peer-to-bank. The currency has been addressing real-world problems and will be rising soon. In the next 2 years, the price can grow as high as $100 and 5 years, $500. Again, that's taken out of thin air, but the idea is still quite clear. Now, moving forward into the next article, XRP and Stellar Lumens price analysis bear looms around the coin's price. And it's definitely been so. If you actually check out any of the analysis here, we can check that from the beginning or half of November here, all the way up to April here, we can just draw a simple trend line. And it is negative. It is. All right. It's just been that way for months upon months here, and it's not really looking to change that shortly. The good thing about this is that at one point, all the market is going to switch over, just like BTC has. The bad thing is not looking that pretty. This is again for XRP, but the general idea here is for the market that is just not that good. For XLM, it's been right? It's not been that bad, but we're actually seeing a little bit of a shorter time frame. What I've been noticing though is that with XRP, it's a lot easier to notice that, hey, this coin it's not really headed anywhere directly, except for like a bigger point somewhere at the end of May if you draw the lines a little bit differently. But with XLM, I think this one is really, really, really hard to predict. If you look at it from, the beginning of April up to now, it's been looking tremendously bad. If you look at it from middle of February up till the beginning of April, or even now, it can still look good. If you look at it on an even longer time frame, it again starts to look ridiculously bad. It just depends a little bit on perspective and what exactly you are looking for. The one-day chart for XLM has registered a downtrend from 25 to 13 cents. The resistance for the above chart was marked at 16.6 and 20.6 cents, and XLM has found support at 8.4. No significant uptrends were observed on the one-day XLM chart. The parabolic SAR are the dotted markers, and they were below the candlesticks, indicating a bullish phase for XLM. All right, interesting. The MACD, the coin underwent a bearish crossover, indicating XLM trading in the bearish zone. Yes. And the Klinger oscillator, the reading line, was also below the signal line, pointing towards a bearish pattern. All right. So, general idea is actually not that positive for XLM. So, moving forward, in the Bitcoin world, IOTA, MIOTA, Vechain VET are outstanding. And yes, we're already moving over into Vechain because that one is actually a little bit more interesting right now, more so than Stellar XLM. In the Bitcoin world, IOTA and Vechain are outstanding. What we're really talking about here is that IOTA is going for the Internet of Things, of course, getting a lot of things done on a day-to-day basis. But Vechain, oh my days, guys, with that Game of Thrones integration, I think they actually hit like a major point. Like, getting that fixed was just insanely good for them. I'm still quite amazed with how they could get such a thing going. I don't know what kind of connections they had to have to be the persons or to be the thing that could get this integration. If you have no idea what I'm talking about here, there's one shoe that they've been making at Adidas, a Game of Thrones special edition shoe, which is like for HBO, the thing where you watch it on. I don't really know like what company the main thing is. It's just a Game of Thrones branded sneaker. SBTG to produce a Game of Thrones branded sneaker, and it is really quite insane. But what they got there is the NFC chips from Vechain to check the authenticity of the shoes. We've also seen this authenticity with the Verify Car, I think is the name, for BMW with the integration of Vechain. And we've also been seeing it with the wine thing. Again, sometimes I forget the names. Doesn't really matter too much, guys. You could just easily look it up. If you look up like wine Vechain, you'll just find it in a second or so. But it's still really cool how they can get these things done, because we know with Vechain for sure that there's literally zero chance that they're not going to have a use case. That's one. There's also zero chance that they're not going to keep growing. They have partnerships with Renault. They have DNVGL. Oh, guys, I just break my head every time that I think about it, because the possibilities for Vechain are endless. It's really that true. I cannot really say that there was any other cryptocurrency. It's just possibilities are endless. V-Key could become Vechain Thor's hammer. And this is something I'd never read before, so I was like, let me quickly update you guys with this as well. Will Vechain's V-Key infrastructure help improve confidence and security in the deployment of blockchain tech? All right, so it is again an interesting concept, but mostly they're talking just about Deloitte, or Deloitte, yes, that's the name to be calling it. In its 2018 Global Blockchain Survey report, Deloitte, one of the big four accounting firms, made the bold assertion that blockchain was getting closer to its breakout moment. This was already in 2018, but now that Deloitte has migrated to the Vechain Thor network, of course, from Ethereum, it is clear that Ethereum is not the blockchain that they have in mind. But could Vechain be the first beneficiary of that breakout? And here they're talking about how Vechain is really looking cool for them. They have a lot of faith in this. According to Cillian Leonovitz, the Deloitte's decision to shift its client to the Tor network has already been vindicated. They can see with what they wrote here. This is the director. We wrote more transactions than Bitcoin over the weekend by migrating our clients from Ethereum to Vechain. We managed to execute 20 plus smart contract transactions per second. This is a massive achievement for our EMEA blockchain lab, Vechain, and the DNVGL platform. We are making the impact that matters and rolling out blockchain in production, by the director of Deloitte, Cillian Leonovitz. So again, it's quite interesting. The rest is talking about why they chose for Vechain a little bit instead of Ethereum. It is again quite obvious. It's just way better in the most literal sense, and I think it's just really the best thing they could have ever done. What is annoying though about this website is that it's like a very bright white on a very dark background. It's really quite annoying to scroll through and quite annoying to read, I find. But if I'm looking at the recording on my other screen here, it is looking a little bit easier to watch when recording than on my monitor here. It's just really, really bright, and it's really difficult to see the letters separately. But the turnkey solution to key management, we all know, guys, as I talked to you guys before about, whenever we're talking about crypto, you often think about private keys as well, and you think about multi-signature, you think about how these enterprises are going to be making sure they don't lose out on money, and they're also already pointing it out here about the Cordiga CX CEO that, of course, passed away, unfortunately, but also left millions of dollars, or Canadian dollars, just lost because nobody else had the private keys, and that's something that they really want to be fixing. So Vechain has created a solution to this almost always human problem, the VK-based threshold signature turnkey solution. This solution eliminates the SPOF risk with off-chain multi-signature wallets in an enterprise-grade asset protection solution that combines hardware and software. The group launched it at a recent 2019 Vechain Summit. We already discussed it once, but it's still cool to see. And how this can be great is actually quite easy to see, but Vechain call it turnkey for a reason. It is immediately deployable and customizable for any enterprise. Having taken a backseat to a number of platforms over the past year, at least in terms of publicity, Vechain appears to have tapped the power of Thor and opened up a vast range of future possibilities. Why it's going to be huge is because if you think about it here, losing your private key is one of the worst things in the world, and multi-signature does have their disadvantages as well when we're talking on a corporate level. They're trying to fix that, so there's a lot of need for it, really, because it could be detrimental for a whole company to lose money. Vechain boosting news, VKey will be at the center of Vechain blockchain revolution. This is actually what we just discussed before. Featuring hardware-based encryption, memory access control unit, attacks detection, random number generator, RNG, and SPA/DPA anti-attack, CG4Q series chips provide robust bank-level security protection and superb performance efficiency to meet the enterprise clients' demands of security. Okay. Moving forward, though, next article we have here is Vechain to take lead in the crypto revolution, and VKey may be at the center. Now, Vechain, as I said before, is just going to keep going on. The use case is immense. It's just insane. And VKey is going to play a very big role. Again, as I said in previous video, Charles Hoskinson also mentioned that when this next bull run is going to hit, he said within 10 or 11 years. What is really going to happen then as well is that there's going to be solutions to all the problems we saw in the previous bull run, and one of those was actually that people lost their private keys and really had no money left, if you get my idea there. And what's now going to happen is within some time here, somebody would have fixed the problem of losing your private keys. Or as I give a literal example, you in 50 years, you might not be there anymore, and your children do not really know what your private keys are, right? So there must be something to fix so they can still fetch your money, and VKey on an enterprise level might be the solution for that. And then last but not least, Vechain VET blossoming in current spate of partnerships. Vechain has emerged as a choice blockchain solution for manufacturers. Vechain blockchain solution already adopted in the winery industry, and Vechain partnership with Adidas for Game of Thrones sneakers, a game changer. We already discussed all of these guys, but the partnerships they got are already insane on its own, but it will just get bigger and bigger over time. I'm very excited to see what they can bring to us. I'm very excited to see what 2019 has to bring for Vechain, but I think 2020 is really going to be when it's going to take off. Do you guys agree or do you guys disagree with me? Let me know in the comment section down below. Make sure you check out all the links that I provided in the comments or in my description of my videos, and I'll see you guys again in another crypto video. Enjoy your day, everybody.